Hey, are you a church leader who's trying to figure out how do we reach new people in the current climate of the church? I mean, you know how it is. People are coming to church a little bit less frequently, but we still want to reach new people. If you're trying to figure that out and you want to figure out how can we use things that the church is already doing to help us reach new people, then give me about 6 minutes and I am going to give you three events that the church should really be making a big deal out of right now. For those of you I haven't met, my name is Henry. I'm the owner and founder of Simple Systems Consulting. And to this point, I have helped over 100 pastors and church leaders grow their church without burning themselves out or using complicated marketing. We exist to really help you do the thing that God has called you to do. And if you want to know more about that, you can find out at getchurchsystems.com. So listen, we know what the climate is. Right now, we have this call where scripture clearly calls us to go out into the hedges and the highways and the byways and compel people to come. It calls us to make disciples of all nations. It calls us to do all those different things. The challenge is it feels like people are responding to that differently. I truly believe that we're moving towards and we live in a post-Christian America, which means that Christianity is no longer the home base. You can no longer just assume that people grew up in the church, that they know Jesus, they have a spiritual relationship. And so as a result, what we've got to figure out is how do we adjust to the climate that we're in? Now, we could keep complaining about it and talking about it, or we can find a way to innovate. I think this is one of the reasons that Jesus makes this comparison to people of the world and people of the kingdom and talks about how people of the world are so shrewd. I think it's really a challenge to us to be problem solvers, to be kingdom solutionists who are finding a way. And so I want to give you a simple solution. I know that we're called to go and tell, but in this American climate, we spend more time telling people to come and see. And so one of the things I want to help you do is figure out how you can use some of the things that you're already doing to reach new people. All right. So three events that your church should be making a big deal out of. And if you do, I'm telling you, it will help you reach new people. Event number one is baptism. You need to be making a big deal out of baptism. And I know what you're saying. Like, well, I got to have somebody to baptize first. Yes, I'm saying go find them. I'm saying go find them. It could be the friend of somebody who's in the church. It could be a child or a teenager who is in your congregation already, who's ready to make that step of faith. It could be somebody that you evangelize in your community. Whatever it is, find somebody to baptize. I don't care if it's just one person. Put a focus on baptizing people again. And here's one of the ways that it's going to be a huge blessing. There's a scripture that makes it clear that when Jesus had resurrected Lazarus from the dead, the scripture says that people came from all the surrounding towns to see Jesus and Lazarus. And I think that's so significant because they wanted to see the one who could raise people from the dead, but they also wanted to see the one that he raised. And when you celebrate baptisms, you are inviting people to come and see the one that Jesus has raised, to come and see the one who has been transformed. And so here's what you want to do is that you want to host this baptism, but when that person is getting baptism, you want to tell them to bring every family member, every friend, every coworker, every relative, everybody they can think of to come and celebrate that moment with them. And when they come and celebrate that moment with them, one of the things that I've done in the past is I invite that family to come stand around the baptismal, to come stand and be right there close up in that moment to celebrate with that person. You'd be surprised how many people will come to see a story of life change. And then from there, you get an opportunity to turn that guest into a member. The second event that you should be focusing on is baby dedications. I don't know why so many churches look over this. I think there was a time where we got so busy that we stopped doing it. But listen, baby dedications are a huge opportunity. Same reason. You tell the mother and father, hey, look, bring your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, uncles, cousins, anybody who's going to be in this kid's life, your best friend, whatever, bring them in because I'm going to pray over the baby. I'm going to pray over you as parents, but I'm going to pray over them too. We want to cover this child's entire life. And that's real. I believe that's a significant thing that we can do. And when you bring them, you get an opportunity again to speak over them, let them experience the love of God through your church. And I'm telling you, I've seen as many as 25 people come to a baby dedication for one child. And then you get an opportunity to continue to help them take the next step. And then number three, the third thing you should be celebrating, the third thing your church should make a big deal out of is new members graduations. Man, listen, when somebody graduates from new members class, you need to make a big deal out of it. I don't know why the church is willing to honor people who graduate from high school and college, but we're not making a big deal out of people who are taking next steps in their faith. So when you do a graduation, you want to tell that person, hey, look, bring your family, friends, everybody you know to come celebrate this day with you. We're going to have a photographer to take a picture. And you take those graduates, you walk them across the stage, you give them a certificate, you take a picture with them, you lay hands on them and commission them to go out and do what God has called them to do. And I'm telling you, it makes a world of difference in that person's life. Each of these things are three things that you're already doing. So now you can be a part of growing the church without compromising your message, without compromising your heart. No gimmicks needed, none of that other stuff, no fluff, just real deal ministry. Baptisms, baby dedications, and graduations. If you make a big deal out of those, I'm telling you, I think people will come to see what God is doing. They not just want to see the one who can raise them, but the one who was raised. Listen, if this was good to you and you want more, all you gotta do is inbox me or just comment below, and I'll send you some more information walking you through this very thing, exactly how to do it, so that you can start doing it for your church. All right. Until next time, keep the gears turning.